interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Yo, it's Remember the Show. Slick with the flows, where the sparring can go. Who's gonna be on, man, you never will know. Guess you better tune in, cause we live from Chicago. Belal Muhammad, that's the king of the tweets. Jason Anik looks like John, step his hands to his feet. Every Thursday, we gon' give you a treat. It's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat. And retweet, and retweet, and retweet. And retweet, it's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat.
Oh, it is not a podcast. It's a show, baby. Number 31 of them. Remember the Show, named after that man on your screen, Belal. Remember the name, Muhammad. We appreciate y'all being with us live. I'm Jason Anik. Hi, Bully.
What's up, my brother?
What's happening, man?
Man, we're still getting people. Oh, man, I didn't know John had a brother. I didn't know John had a brother. Anytime I post a video at 4 a.m., I'm like, come on, guys. You got hair.
It's partially my fault, right? No social media presence. And I'm sorry. That's an issue. Like my brother, I know. I'm sorry. I got no real excuse there. It's just sort of how it is, sort of how I roll. But I got to figure that out. But dude, either way, excited to be here. Dude, where to begin? So no guest tonight, which I enjoy sometimes, just being able to rap with you. We're not up against the clock. No fights this weekend. No fan questions, dude. Right? So no pressure. We just roll sort of how we roll. Dude, no fights this weekend, but obviously July 10th, so much brewing. But before we get to that, so I'm sorry that I have to start here, but for those of us out there, us Belal, remember the name Muhammad fans, right? Yeah. There aren't many times where there's not a fight on the books for our boy. Right. So I must ask, a lot of stuff going on. We were hoping you get some short notice. I know you're not necessarily breaking news on the show now. I see you're on mute, so we're definitely not going to break anything for the answer to this. But just curious, any buzz? I know it was maybe September or whatever it is. Just sort of curious what's rumbling about the fight.
Nothing, man. Just trying to get hitting up Ali, trying to see what these guys are doing. I'm trying to figure out what they're going to do at the top of the division first, you know. I think it all comes down to who Usman fights next. Because, you know, if it comes down to if Colby doesn't get that fight, I think it all basically comes down to what happens next week with Wonderboy and Gilbert Burns. If Wonderboy comes out there, looks good, maybe steals the title shot from Colby, and then now it's time for, all right, well, now Colby and Leon both need to figure out what they're going to do. I don't feel like they're going to fight each other. So it's going to be who picks who. And for both those guys, Colby's been sitting out for so long. Literally, it's been like a year now. Usman's fought 3 times since then. Colby's still been sitting out. So it's like, are you guys trying to get paid? I know you're not doing anything out on the sideline. You don't. What else are you doing to make money right now?
I hear you. Well, and I to some extent, I think you sort of do need to let it shake out. I mean, certainly you're looking for a high level opponent, and there are things that sort of a lot of fights may need to happen. You know, to me, like Burns doesn't get a title shot in my mind, no matter how he beats Wonderboy. I would think you would agree with that. Where you just can't be said for the other side. I mean, if I'm Wonderboy and I beat Burns, really, no matter how I do it, I'm waiting for the shot. Nice save. See, the kid can hoop, play basketball. He's a full professional athlete on our hands here. Anyway,
one more to see what, like you said, like obviously Burns winning is huge, but I know that Usman doesn't feel that Colby deserves the rematch. And even for me, when you go back and rewatch that fight, like I've rewatched that fight a couple of times, like obviously people think when you look at it at first view, you think it's competitive, but honestly, Usman was really hitting him with a lot harder shots. Colby's face looked a lot different than Usman's face. I mean, there were some competitive spots in there, but it wasn't like as close as people really think it was. If you go back and rewatch it, Usman pretty dominantly won that fight. And I'm tired of all these rematches. Like you just had him with Masvidal. Let's get some new blood in there.
I agree. And I hate to even say it, but for me, if you're asking me to pick between Covington and Edwards facing Usman, personally, I'd rather see Edwards. I don't want to see Covington. And what has Covington really done since that fight too? You know, I mean, it's one thing to turn around Moreno and Figueiredo quickly like that. But and I know that there's been obviously more time elapsed in this division, but I don't want to see that rematch as the next fight. And I'm open-minded to who Usman faces next, as long as I don't want it to be Colby. I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Like even when you're seeing it now with the heavyweights right now, where you got Francis and not wanting to fight, trying to pick and choose his time, not really trying to pick it. He wanted to fight in September. So, but the UFC, like the show must go on no matter what. and these guys deciding they don't want to fight. They feel like they're owed something. The UFC is going to move on without you regardless. So like these guys could sit there and cry and think that, yo, I need this money fight. I need the title fight. They're going to pass it on to somebody else. If you don't want to fight them, yo, we're going to pass it on to somebody else. Hey, if Leon Edwards and Colby Covington don't want to fight each other, all right, well, we'll offer you somebody else. If you don't want to fight that person, then hey, we'll pass it on to somebody else.
Yeah. And that you probably love that because you're saying like, what are y'all here to do? Do you want to get paid? You want to fight? Like, let's go.
Exactly. That's what I'm like, what are we here for? Like, when you're outside of the UFC, when you're that kid, you're like, man, once I get to the UFC, I want to make it here. Then you're like, man, once I get to the rankings, I want to just fight all the time. You're like, anytime, any place. And it's like, when you're out of the spotlight, people forget about you. Like when you're 100%. Thinking back to Colby Covington, people are starting to forget about him, especially without Trump in the picture no more. Like the guy's not that exciting anymore. He's not funny. He's not one of those guys that he needs a script. He needs somebody to tell him what to say, what to do. And when you don't have a spotlight, you don't have a fight, people don't realize. They're gonna start realizing that you're not that charismatic. You're not that cool. You're just a weirdo.
Well, dude. So talking about right. So we talked about the heavyweight division here with Ngannou and obviously not wanting to fight in August. So Ciryl Gane, last time we were on the air last Thursday, since then he's won a fight and had another one booked. Certainly an impressive performance over Volkov, certainly dominant. It's interesting. He did come out and say that he sort of had some buzz, from his coaches, Lopez, that he would have this opportunity for the interim belt if in fact he handled his business against Volkov. He certainly did. And like you said, the show must go on. So can't wait to see him fight Derek Lewis. Houston, Texas, if I'm not mistaken, the Toyota Center, which literally for the Black Beast is as good a home court advantage in the UFC or home octagon, whatever it is. I mean, it's going to be electric. So Ciryl Gane, certainly talk about what he did last weekend and spinning it forward to his next fight in a handful of weeks. Man, he looked amazing. Like he was one of those, he's like a new breed of heavyweight where they move differently. He's a lot faster, lighter on his feet. He like hops in, hops out. I mean, even Black Beast like tweeted out like a joke, kind of like, oh, the karate sparring. But like, it takes a lot of skill to be that big and to move that fast. And he just showed that he's very skilled. Like that was skilled striking in there. I mean, Black Beast is one of the guys. He just has that natural crazy power. Even against Volkov, Volkov pieced him up for 3 rounds, like 10-8, 10-8, 10-8, and then literally the last 10 seconds, he threw a bomb and knocked him out. Like, yep. Ciryl Gane doesn't throw bombs. He doesn't throw in hope. He aims and fires, and he knows where he's gonna hit you with. And that's the biggest thing. That's what I want to see with this fight. That's what makes this fight so interesting because Ciryl Gane, he's one of those guys that drops his hands. He plays that lightweight game where he hops in, hops out, moving around you, great footwork. Black Beast is just gonna come at you, throw his huge overhand. He has some athleticism with his left high kick, whatever. But I want to see this fight's exciting to me, like you said, like no doubt.
But the thing that I'm mad about is because both these guys would be 2 big pay-per-views for Francis Ngannou. Like they're 2 different. They're fresh blood for him. I mean, Black Beast would be a rematch, but it's kind of like fresh blood just because their first fight really nothing happened. But like both of them would be exciting fights back to back. So now you're going to have this fight, and then the losers are going to have to be back of the line a little bit. Then you still got to wonder what's going to happen with John Jones. And it's like there's a lot going on with that division right now. And I wish that he would have just took this fight.
I hear you. Even if and certainly I'm sure they have some good reasons on their side, but you have situations like Tony Ferguson where it never materializes, right? So to me, it's these guys getting an opportunity. For Ciryl Gane, interim or not, a belt's in the building. Unbelievable opportunity. And I've I think fairly recently gotten over sort of sitting back and being like, well, what do you mean an interim belt? I've sort of gotten over all that, entertainment, baby. I'm
that's
cool
what I'm saying. When people are complaining about it too, like even the people are like, oh, what the heck, another interim belt? I mean, at the end of the day, it's basically a number 1 contender fight. The winner of this fight is going to fight Francis Ngannou. So like, whatever, they have a belt on the line. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm happy that they can have a belt in their thing. Like the belt really doesn't mean anything, but it's just still all right, now I can put a 5-round title fight on this thing. Now it's a 5-rounder. Now it's a heavyweight fight 5-rounder, and you can sell the pay-per-view with it. I mean, the UFC, that's the reason they're doing it. They don't really care about – it's not really about, oh, we're going to strip Francis Ngannou. It has nothing to do with that. It's like, okay, well, this is a number 1 contender fight. It doesn't really matter. You can give a belt to anybody you want. It doesn't matter. I want to see this 5-round fight. It's an exciting 5-round fight that I want to see.
No doubt. Well, and Brendan Allen facing Puna Soriano, right? It's like that matchup, which we've talked about. We don't want to see it, but it's like both dudes are rough and they have, someone got to go. They both got to fight. And maybe we didn't want it to be them, but it's like, you got to get in there and scrap and see what happens, So Derek Lewis, if he doesn't get that rematch against Ngannou because he can't handle Gane, that's just how it sort of rolls. You know what I mean? He's certainly going to get a nice payday here. And, and for Gane too, right? If the Black Beast handles Gane, I think Gane has a chance to get back to having that opportunity against Ngannou. I really do.
Yeah, he's so young in the game. He's still literally only 9 fights, and he fights like a veteran. He has that, and he has a great mindset. Even when he was talking about his fight with Volkov, it's like, well, if I lose this, well, it's fine. I'll be back. And with the heavyweight division, it's so easy to come back because the division is kind of thin, where the guys at the top are the guys at the top, and the guys at the bottom, there's like a big level change between those guys. So like, even if whoever loses a fight, win one more, win another one, then you're right back in the title picture. And there's like exciting fights even for the loser. So the loser, all right, well, John Jones is not going to sit out for this long. So if the winner fights Francis, maybe the loser fights John Jones. And we get to see how John Jones is at heavyweight. He gets to test himself out at heavyweight. Or maybe John Jones just retires. You never know what's going to happen with this guy, what he's going to decide.
Yeah, no, this guy, dude, he's building up those skinny legs. We're going to see him. But it's interesting, spinning it forward to this card, heavyweight matchup coming up on July 10th, Tai Tuivasa, Greg Hardy. What you talk about the heavyweight division, these two who both, maybe Tuivasa in my mind, maybe a little higher ceiling than Hardy, but I don't know. Hardy's certainly a ridiculous athlete, but these guys, you better get a win. That heavyweight division is starting to clog up a little bit. Yeah,
exactly. And it's one of those things like, there's going to be a lot of guys on hold. So it's you have to make moves and you have to be willing to fight. Cyril Gane just fought last week. It was a 5-round fight and he's willing to step up again. And this is going to be his 3rd fight in the year. And it's guys like that are wanting to be active. Like we saw with Gilbert Burns last year. He was active back-to-back and then he got the title fight because he's willing to fight. These guys that are not willing to fight, these guys think that time's going to wait for them. UFC doesn't wait. It's like one of the well-oiled machines. They has to keep going and going and going. And Chael Sonnen said earlier on this thing, he said UFC has dates. They have to put title fights on these dates. They have to make these dates. Obviously, if Francis Ngannou can't fight on the date, okay, well, we'll make a different title fight put on that date. It doesn't matter. And then all these other title contenders, there's really nobody that you really could put right now. Oliveira is waiting to see what happens with Poirier and McGregor. Brendan Moreno just fought. Shevchenko just fought. So there's not really a lot of titles that you could defend right now. So you had to make this interim title fight.
What's interesting for Ngannou, though, is that depending on how this one plays out, his timeline, right? If he was hoping to fight in September, October, depending on how this one plays out, who knows if one of those guys, the winner of that would want to spin it around as quickly. You wouldn't think we'd see John Jones in 2021, right? He's sort of
I think he's one of those where he's hanging it up, going to sit back and wait and see what happens with the division or see what happens with Ngannou. I know that Ngannou is another one of those guys. He wants that John Jones fight. Obviously, that's the fight you want. That's the big money fight. That's going to be the one that's going to get you paid the highest. So I feel like they're both in negotiations right now. And then maybe they do that fight. The winner of this gets to rest a little bit. And then the winner of that 100% gets the next winner of that fight. And then that leaves Stipe on the sidelines.
I know.
So it's like, it's hard. That's why I say there's some guys that are going to be mad.
Exactly. Well, that's why you just got to focus on the entertainment a little bit because, right, it's like Stipe. It's like, was Stipe going to come in and fight for an interim belt? Right? It just doesn't. Some things don't line up. But either way, for the fans, and it's life is short, man. It's about the entertainment. I'm glad that it's not the WWE. Not necessarily. That's not my cup of tea necessarily. I love CM Punk, but but UFC. It is entertainment, and so I'm rolling with that.
And these are real fights. So it's like, these are fights that you want to see. Like Black Beast and Cyril Gane, that's a fight I would want to see. And that's the fight that either one of these guys can be champion. So like, that's really a title fight that could happen in the future if either one of them had that belt. So like, that's an exciting fight that I would pay pay-per-view money for regardless.
I agree. So a couple of these other fights on next weekend's card. So obviously, we'll get to the main event. We're going to chop it up a lot about the main event next weekend. But so I just want to get to Sugar Sean O'Malley. So I guess so he couldn't agree on a weight with Ricky Simone. By the way, I think Ricky Simone wanted to fight my brother when John was like floating around an amateur fight. I think Ricky Simone was ready to step up. But anyway, so he's fighting this kid out of Cody. You probably know this kid out of Milford, Massachusetts, Chris Motino. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Regiment Training Center in Fall River. Dude, get this kid to Tyson Chatier and the New England Cartel up there. Come on. Anyway,
he's fighting
this kid Last spot
Is
was
it?
CFFC. But anyway, this kid's a good fight. My long-winded point, I know Ricky Simone didn't take the fight, but Sean O'Malley still took the fight against a relative unknown, and anything can happen. So I'm sure you don't know too much about this kid out of Milford, Massachusetts, but good for O'Malley for taking something. I know Ricky Simone might disagree with me. Any thoughts there?
It's funny because you're supposed to. he was the guy who was supposed to fight was the guy who took the fight was supposed to fight my boy from Rufus Sport, Christian Rodriguez. They were supposed to fight for the CFFC title in
really
in a month. Yeah, so that like he was training for a title fight, and I feel bad because my boy he's 5-0, all finishes, really good prospect, and I was hoping that he would get the fight against Sugar Sean.
Wow,
but obviously Sugar Sean, you get to pick and choose, and like he's a big thing too. Like Ricky Simone was calling for the fight. Everybody calls for that fight. Everybody wants to fight on short notice. But when they actually call you for it, you have to be willing to make the weight. You have to be willing to, all right, I can make the weight. And I know Ricky Simone said I could do it at 45, but I mean, if I'm Sugar Sean, he's not that big, and it's a terrible matchup wise for him because Simone does it all. He stays in your face, and he's a big bantamweight, and he's gonna pick you up and slam you 30 times in a fight.
Right.
So obviously if I'm Sugar Sean, I'm going to make you cut that weight down to 35. And if you're not willing to cut that weight down to 35, well, I'll find me somebody that can.
Smart. Well, and it's hard to blame him. It's this game, and for O'Malley needs a win. It's you got to stack up the wins, not the losses.
And for O'Malley, it doesn't really matter because he has such a big following, and it's all about just performing out there. So if he goes out there, gets a huge knockout, he's going to be on SportsCenter. He's going to have Snoop Dogg tweet about him. He's going to have all these guys tweet. They're not going to say, well, he fought this guy who took the fight on a week notice, or he fought this guy with this type of record. Nobody's going to remember that. They're all going to remember the spinning heel kick knockout that he hits him with, or the uppercut that he hits him with. And nobody's going to think that, wait, he could have fought Ricky Simone, or this guy called him out. Marab freaking called him out. Marab literally has a fight against number 6 in the world, and he's sitting there calling out Sugar Sean. But that just shows the name value of Sugar Sean, because Sugar Sean, he's kind of like a McGregor, where everybody wants to fight him just because of his name value. People are going to be watching that fight. It's on a huge card. So getting a win over him is going to have people remembering your name or trying to figure out who you are.
Love it. So, dude, I'm trying to touch on some of these fights because it's going to be hard not to just talk about the main event and the co-main event next week. So, interesting fight for me next weekend. So, the women's bantamweight division, Irene Aldana, Yana Kunitskaya. Cody, you probably need to help me with that. My brother would rake me for that. But anyway, so they're both ranked just above our girl, Juliana Pena, at 4 and 5, and she's 6. So I guess my question to you, and you may pick the fight next weekend. So not necessarily pick the fight, but I'm sort of curious. Juliana Pena, obviously, great opportunity against Amanda. So which one of these two, Irene Aldana and Yana, which one of these two do you think who comes out victorious has a better chance to compete against Juliana or the GOAT?
See, like even with the way you said that, you said Juliana, and you just had that look on your face. I'm telling you, Juliana's going hard right now.
You're right, but you know what's interesting? I wouldn't just come. I would not write on my paper which one of these would be a better test for Amanda Nunes, because I will not just give her that checkmark win, right? So I do have the discussion. So I was trying to give her love. I don't want to disrespect Amanda Nunes.
No,
right?
of course.
But anyway, So in that spot, and whether you pick the fight or not, but we got 4. Irene and Yana. Who do you think has the best chance to really compete? Because this division is, not
it's kind of thin, but like Irene is one of those girls where she has those fights where she looks amazing and then she'll have a little hiccup. But I think for her, she has a lot of upside. She has very good striking, very good stand-up, and her jiu-jitsu game is not that bad. And she's pretty big for the division. I think that she's one of those girls that would be a really tough test for Amanda. But like Amanda or Juliana, they're good everywhere. And that's the thing that you need everywhere in this game now. For the men, it's like you need to be super well-rounded. For the women, now it's starting to realize at first you just needed 1 or 2 really good martial arts and you'll be fine. But now all these girls they're all starting to come up. They're training and everything, and they're pushing everything. So, but I think Irene has like the biggest upside between those two.
So I hate to bring up Leon Edwards, because, but I have to, right? It's like,
I just made a post about Leon Edwards.
What's that?
I said I made a post about Leon Edwards.
Did you? Well, so this.
Jay. I mean, here's the thing. And Bilal's too nice to say it, but like you have to bring up Leon Edwards because otherwise he's not going to get brought up.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So So my point with Leon Edwards, right? For people to say, oh, he got rocked at the end of the 5th round, and for that to be the reason he doesn't deserve a title shot, I have a little problem with that. Am I nuts that right? He didn't fall to the ground. I know he right, but so if he doesn't get shaken up at the end, right? He still won, right? You defended 20 of 21 takedowns and you won, right? So to me, I don't love the argument that because he got rocked, he didn't do enough to get a title shot. That to me is a little nonsensical. Gentlemen, am I way off base?
Do you want to play first take with me, Jay? Because I disagree with you.
Let's go. But I mean, I want Bully to get in on this too. But
the thing
go,
is for
Cody.
me is like it all comes down to me of the Masvidal performance against Leon. Like when you're looking at that, when you're Leon and you're thinking you're number 3 in the world, Masvidal is number 7, and Masvidal literally walked through Nate Diaz, like dominated him with everything. Like it wasn't a contest at all. Like if anybody made that rematch, I'd be like, you guys are crazy. So for Leon, like you said, he basically dominated the fight. But then that one moment right there, it gave the fans, because there's a lot of fans out there, the nut huggers of the Diaz brothers that are always gonna believe that if there's no time limit, they're gonna win any single fight in the world. Those fans right there, those are like the majority of fans that are UFC fans, and right there, that's going to make them think, well, you don't deserve the fight. You know, like right there, that just told them that Nate Diaz deserves to fight more than you. If this was a street fight, you would have been knocked out. If Nate Diaz didn't point at you, you would have been knocked out. So that's giving people a chance to second guess you. And that's giving people a chance to, well, it could have been this. It should have been this. Or if that didn't happen to this. So it's giving them excuses for Nate Diaz. And that's where people's reasoning behind it all is. For me, I'm looking at it as like, okay, he's on a 10-fight winning streak. Obviously, that's the largest winning streak in a thing. He deserves the title shot. He's won 10 fights since he's lost to Usman. Okay, well, even though it wasn't against the greatest competition, that's still a 10-fight winning streak, and that still should be respected. But
And Cody, I'll let you get in. I also don't like the rematch like Belal, right? So I don't like a rematch against Colby. That's part of my thinking. But Cody, come at me.
Well, so the merits of getting the title shot isn't build up why. It's tell me why not. Like you need to eliminate reasons why the title holder is not better than you, right? So if you're Leon Edwards, you're trying to build a case. Here's why I can beat Usman. Everyone needs to believe that me, the challenger, is going to beat this. Like remember back when it was Conor versus Aldo, and Conor really had you like, you're like, this guy's going to he's going to beat like the greatest of all time. He's going out there demonstratively doing these KO. I mean, yes, he had some favorable matchmaking, but he proved without a shadow of the doubt that he was the guy, right? Leon going out there for 24 minutes, you can put that up there, but then everyone's going to be able to say, well, look at that last minute. You can piece up the Nate Diaz highlight next to the Usman knockout of Masvidal and be like, yep, that's all I needed to see. Like, that's exactly what's going to happen to Leon. So that's where I think the merits come from as far as that denigration of that win being for the title shot.
Oh, I hear you. So, but if that happens in the middle of the second round and then he rebounds, right?
Well,
so the timing of it working against him, but also too, he didn't fall, right? And there's defense, right? So, and he defended for the last minute. And look, part of me is because I want to keep this division rolling for my boy. Remember the name. So I want to keep it roll. I don't like the stagnant. So to me, I want to get it rolling, and I don't like the immediate rematch. So to me, like, let's get, if Leon not going to give my boy Belal a rematch, let's just keep it rolling. But your points are well taken. But
no, like you said, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Like, I'd rather have it be Leon. Like you said, I want to see these guys fight. So I want to see it push. Like Colby does not deserve the title fight to me. And if Wonder Boy's willing to fight before the end of the year and he wins this fight, I think Wonder Boy deserves it. So it all depends on what, like, obviously it's going to be who the UFC is going to be able to push. And Usman coming off of 2 big pay-per-view buys with Masvidal, when you get those huge checks, you want to see that same type of check come in. And you're not going to get that same type of check fighting Leon Edwards because he doesn't promote it. He doesn't push the fight. And he just doesn't have that big of a following. And I felt like the UFC, they tried everything they could do. They gave him Nate Diaz. All he had to do was go out there and finish like a guy like Nate Diaz, or at least talk trash with them, or build it up to where he could get some of Nate Diaz's followers to like him. And he just didn't put effort into it. And he just doesn't care. And it's like, well, I'll let my fighting do the talking for me. I win. And you could do that type of thing and it works, but like not in this day and age. Like if you want the title fight, the UFC is going to give it to the person that's going to push for the title fight, who's going to deserves it more than anybody else and who's going to make them the most money. It's all about money in the end. That's why they made this interim title fight with the heavyweights. It's all about money. It's going to sell more pay-per-views knowing that there's a title on the line.
Dude, that pay-per-view is fire. I agree.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just, to me, a lot of it has to do with keeping everything rolling, right? And I also, right now, it's like, you're the New England Patriots for me. So for me, it's like, all right, when's my boy, like I need a date.
Yeah.
I want to know, because there's a ladder. We want to keep climbing. So
exactly. Like I said, I want to just stay busy. As long as
exactly
you get 2 more in before the end of this year, we're good. We're only halfway through.
Exactly. So speaking of keeping busy, in terms of Poirier McGregor, for Conor's sake, the fact that he's fighting 6 months after he just fought, or 7 months, I think is great for him, in terms of staying busy. You see sort of the gaps. And obviously I know he's a businessman and the boxing obviously got in the way, but it's amazing how inactive he's been, and I don't know what his Cody, I should know his record at 155. I should know, but if I think he's 1-2 at 155, so there's just so much still to be proven for Conor. And so I guess my question to you is the fact that he fought in January and fought again, I think that bodes very well for his chances. I'm not saying I still love Diamond, but how do you feel about that? Don't you think that's a pretty good thing for him being active and rolling back after 6-7 months?
Yeah, even last year, he was one that was pushing to get a fight. He was asking the UFC, begging the UFC for a fight. The UFC just couldn't book him because obviously they wanted more money. They wanted fans in the audience when he fights. The biggest thing that I see a difference is that he's not doing as much media. So that's perfect for him. I know that Chill was talking about it earlier that he does media in the US. He has to do it in LA, flies to New York, flies to LA, and it messes up his whole camp, throws off your whole camp. You have to be in hotel rooms, running on the treadmills, and you have to bring in workers with you, trainers with you here, hitting pads in a hotel. It's not the same. The fact that he's staying in Ireland this whole time, training there the whole time, doing a full camp there this whole time, I think is going to pay dividends. That means he's actually working hard. He's pushing hard. It's not all about, let me just sell this to get pay-per-views. He doesn't, he's making a couple of tweets here and there, but it's not like the old Conor where he has to make 25 interviews. He's on all these talk shows. He's on all these ESPN. He's on money shows. And that stuff, it takes a toll on you. And he's at that point now where he doesn't need to do that. And I think that's going to be better off for him, especially because, like you said, he's fought already once this year. He has a loss. He's motivated now to push hard, and it's showing that he's motivated because he's not in the public eye right now. He's staying behind closed doors. He's staying in the gym. He's staying sweating. He's pushing it hard right now. And it's going to be exciting to see what comes up of it.
Yeah. Well, for me, the co-main event, obviously, and for you is just a real significant fight. It's like, I can't, I mean, for me, if Burns gets it done, I'm really interested to see who he's going to fight next. And I don't know if he's going to get it done or not, but sort of, it's interesting for me knowing that the number 2 contender really isn't going to fight for the belt if he wins, so
that's the thing. Burns is the type that he knows who to call out on the mic. Burns is one of those guys. He's going to call somebody out on the mic, and usually everybody he calls out, he gets that fight. He called out Maia, he got Maia. He called out Usman, he got Usman. He knows because he's one of those guys. He's one of those big finishers. So if he comes out here, gets a big finish, the UFC is going to want to push it. And I'm hoping that if he wins, if he calls out Colby Covington, UFC is going to be, yo, Colby, we got Burns for you. Yes or no? Colby's going to say, no, I deserve the title fight. Or, well, we're going to give it to somebody else. Well, we're going to give Leon this fight. You want to sit there on the sidelines, sit on the sidelines. And I hope it turns out like that if these guys want to continue to play that I deserve more game or I don't want to fight game, because the division needs to stay rolling. Like, these guys are fighting right now. We got Chiesa and Luque fighting right now. Those are 2 top 10 guys that are fighting right now.
Yep.
And I want to see this division active. You got Burns and fighting Masvidal. Obviously, he's coming off 2 big losses. I think that he's probably going to be waiting for Nick Diaz or Nate Diaz. He got 2 big paydays, and he's one of those guys that he wasn't very active. Like, he's at the point now where once you're getting those type of paydays and you know that you could sell that much, now he has to be very smart in picking who he wants to fight next, because it has to be a win. There's no way he could lose his next fight, or there's no more dollars on the other end for him. He just opened up his promotion, and I'm pretty sure that the ratings weren't as good because you just got knocked out. So people don't care about you as much. In the public eye, they'll forget about you right away. Look at Deontay Wilder. Once he got knocked out, the fans all think he's a bum now. He sucks. But he has like 50 first-round knockouts. And now everybody thinks Fury's going to walk through him, even though he almost knocked him out in the first fight.
Loud and clear.
All right,
what's
guys.
Up, buddy?
My cousin right here. We've been together since we were little kids. We're down here. My little brother, he's getting married this Saturday, guys. This Sunday, 4th of July. I know people don't get married on 4th of July. and people usually have barbecues, but we're gonna have a wedding, and I got my cousin here. He's a what's it called, a comedian.
Listen,
Aspiring.
listen, I'm trying. I'm not that funny yet, but I'm trying. Hey, I wasn't expecting. Hold up, I wasn't expecting you to grab me so fast. Hold up. Give me a second.
How do you pronounce your name?
It's Tarek. Tarek, man.
Tarek.
Yeah, give me a.
I would have messed that up.
My fault. You caught me at a terrible time. I'm actually, guys, I'm in Belal's house right now. Casa de Belal.
I love it.
He told me he would give me a heads up before it was time to hop on. So I was actually
Cody.
I was dropping a deuce and eating some Parmesan chips from his
Eating his chips though and putting them back.
Dude, like you didn't even wash your hands.
Dude, don't worry about it. All right. It's your stuff that I'm touching.
So COVID's over, baby. It's all good.
While you were on, actually, I was just going through your house. I went through every room in your house. I found these sunglasses too. Are these the ones that you wear when you win your flight, when you're on stage? I'm curious.
That is actually.
All right. Jason, I appreciate you having me on, brother. Listen, last week you looked beautiful. You had a little messy ponytail. And today you're looking like the pool guy that I wouldn't want in my house if my wife was around. So
I love it. Just trying to keep it interesting. There he is. Mask is off.
What's up, gentlemen? What's up? How's it going?
So you're getting married when, on Saturday?
No, I'm not getting married.
He's just visiting from Cleveland. Family here for my little brother.
Okay, gotcha. So you're the cousin, right?
Correct. Yeah, I'm the cousin.
Who's older?
Bilal's older.
How many years?
I think what, 3 years? You're gonna be
3 years, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Let's
You
make
guys-
it a family affair.
Yeah, I like that. Well, you're pretty funny, man. So for you watching Belal fight, I can relate, right? Because for me now, watching Belal fight is, in a weird way, harder for me now.
Yeah.
Like, and you can probably relate. I love it, but it was nerves I've never experienced watching a fight.
You know what? I wish I could say the same, but I've bet against Belal in every fight of his career. Here's the thing. My family, they're very strict. They're very religious. They're not, all with gambling and betting. And as much as I want to bet on Belal, they've told me, they fought against it. And since he's won, 9 of your last 10 decisions, my son's definitely not going to college. Let's put it that way. But no, in all seriousness, it's great. It's great to see watching Belal, growing up with Belal. I was able to watch him grow up and watch him grow into this fighter along with his brothers and sisters and my other cousins. We have a huge family, huge support. Actually, Jason, fly over to the wedding. Belal's a great athlete, but there's no other person in my family that has a BMI below 30. And I say that because everybody in my family is a fight expert. Like, they all will give you advice on what Belal should do next, and neither one can go up the stairs without having a heart attack. So I love the advice that they like to share.
But this is my brother. He's getting married. This is the younger brother right here.
Congratulations,
what's going
bro.
on? Thank you, my man. Thank you.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So are you getting married on Saturday?
No, Sunday.
Sunday. Beautiful.
Yeah,
I love
nobody
it.
cares though. Everybody's like mad at me. Like, oh, why do you invite me? Because of 4th of July and stuff.
Well, let me tell you something, right? I got married on Labor Day weekend, and they can all, they loved it, man. It's great. Whatever,
Yeah.
holiday weekend. I love it. And we got married on a Sunday night too, because Monday's a holiday. It's beautiful. Yeah. So I got married September 4th, 2011, Labor Day. Yeah, good for you, man. And Monday's a holiday. Good for you. Sunday night.
I'm never
So
gonna
you
forget
guys
my-
People go sit there party and then do it. Yeah, that's my actual brother. He doesn't have long hair, guys.
I mean,
A
one
little
of them,
younger.
Yeah, I'm the youngest one.
How
He's
many
the youngest
brothers you got, Bully? I want to know about this family. How many brothers you got?
I got 3 brothers and 1 sister.
God, it's so.
I'm the
4
middle
boys and a
child.
girl. What's that?
I'm the middle child.
And you can beat everybody down with ease. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
he's an electrician right here. He fixes phones.
Honestly,
He needs the
though-
phones fixed. Hit us up.
Honestly though, I be doing that to Bilal, but honestly, I just lose cardio fast. Like when we're sparring and stuff, I'd be honestly winning, but I mean, he just comes out winning because I get tired fast. But my striking is, come on, but I tell the truth.
I do train them. He does have a pretty good jab, and that's the thing. like him and my older brother, they think they're knockout artists now because they do one Bully B kickboxing class, and they think that fighting is easy after that.
I love it.
Jason, they all look terrible. I'll be honest. They all look terrible. We'll be hanging out, and they'll just start shadow boxing in the middle of Chipotle, and I just want to put my head down and walk away. But they're trying. God bless their souls. They're trying.
I love it. So, Belal, are you 5'11"?
I'm like 5. Yeah, I'm 5'11".
5'11" is not a thing.
I think that's how they list you. 5'11". How tall is your brother?
My brother, he's a lot taller. He
looks tall.
6'2"?
6'2"?
I'm 6'1".
But you could probably cut down to 170 if you had to, right?
Him?
Honestly, if I were to fight, it'd be like 180.
185.
There's no 180 weight class. So I don't.
185.
He was 180 in 3rd grade.
Dude, that's the thing. What are you right now? 230?
I'm like 220.
Okay, so when anybody gives you a weight, you have to add 10 to 15 pounds more. So my brother's probably like 235 right now. He was trying to lose weight for the wedding. Something went wrong. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I go into his room. He has Oreos on the bed. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
They're not Oreos. They're Biscos.
Jason, if you could zoom in on his fingers, you'll see the flaming hot Cheeto cross.
Nah,
on
not
his
today,
fingers
cuz.
as he fixes his phone.
Not today.
It is what it is, though. It's all good. They do what they can. They do what they can.
I love it. You guys must be excited, man. That's exciting.
Well, Bilal's not very excited because he has to buy his brother a gift. And I don't know if you know this, but Belal is probably the cheapest UFC fighter, probably cheapest athlete you'll ever meet in your life.
Well,
When he found out he had to buy his brother a gift, he literally was looking. He was hoping ESPN would call him so he did not have to go to the wedding. I kid you not. But
we were literally talking about that in the car right here. He was like, "Man, so if they would have called you for a desk job on this day," I said, "Man, I don't know. That would have been a hard one to turn down, dude. I need to get paid."
Well, it's funny you say that because my brother, he didn't get COVID, but he got pretty sick, right? A couple weeks ago, right? And there was a pay-per-view coming up, and he'll definitely say to me, like, "You can be sure I'm not missing a pay-per-view." He said, "I'm not trying to leave that seat open at any point for anybody else to fill at any point for any reason whatsoever." He has
that mindset.
You got to. I mean, it's like you can
have
sure
a
with
Tom
this.
Brady Bledsoe moment.
Well, yeah, exactly. And you just don't know. And even like for you, Belal, it's with the desk or whatever it is, it's like you don't know what's coming, right? And even with this show, it's like you can be yeah.
Hey, that's my coach right there.
Lou! Big Lou! Big Lou!
What up, gentlemen?
That's PFL champ right
Sorry,
there.
it's been too long. Yeah, that's the man right there on your screen.
What's up, Jay?
Little scruff there, huh? I like
Yeah,
that.
man. I'm super rough. After Cancun, I did a little too much shaving, so I let it grow out.
Looking good,
Lou
though,
just came
man.
back from a nude resort in Cancun, guys. So, what, Lou? That's where you were. Were you not there?
100%.
He tells me, "Yo, hey,
It was a regular resort.
I'm
He just
having a
made
huge
it.
family
Dude.
party in Cancun. You got to come out there. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be awesome, bro. It's gonna be raw." He sent me the link for it. I'm like, it's right. The week after my fight, it'd probably be cool. He's like, "Yeah, there's like 50 of us, all family." I'm like, "All right, cool, all family. This gonna be sick." I see it in the big letters. It says nude resort. And I'm like, "Yo, is this a nude resort?" "Oh, you saw that?" I'm like, "Dude, what the heck?"
First of all,
I ain't trying to see no butt naked grandmas.
First of all, it was a clothing optional. It's the difference. And my family, they go there every year. This is the 3rd year. We had over 115 people. Wow. We did it big. We had our own section, our own party. We did.
That's a lot of naked family members, Lou. God bless.
Listen. My family members kept their clothes on.
Sure, for sure.
Clothes was optional. We brought our wives. We brought our significant others. We didn't need the party. We're not like Belal Muhammad. We're not out there looking for granny booty.
Yeah.
Hey, so now that we got Lou here, we're calling out Sean Merriman. This is an open challenge. Sean Merriman's talking about when on Twitter said, "Hey, I'm looking for a fight and I'm looking for a real fighter." And then I said, "All right, well, Lewis Taylor's down." "Oh, well, he's a great fighter, but he can't sell a pay-per-view." I'm like, you said you wanted a real fighter. What are you looking for? Like,
He looking for
these guys.
Everybody looking for the Jake Paul. They looking for the payday. They don't want real fighters. They want a real payday.
But dude literally had in his tweet, I'm looking for a real fighter.
I just want to know what Sean Merriman has done since retiring from the NFL. So he's looking for the payday. So I just want to know, call out Lou, fight Lou. We'll put up our own cash. I got 500 on
it. Hey, whatever it takes. Hey, but they don't want that smoke. They want them YouTubers.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, dude, what? Like, seriously. And this guy actually trains. So I'm like, I'm gonna hit up Ali. I'm gonna tell Ali, yo, let's bring Khabib in our corner. Let's make something happen. Well, we can get some pay-per-view buys with Khabib in the corner.
There you go. He gonna
Hey, so Lou,
Yes.
congratulations on your boy Belal Muhammad taking care of Damian Maya. Just haven't been able to say that to you face to face. Way to get it done, gentlemen.
Hey, that looked just like practice. That was a month of practice live in a cage.
Yeah, well, so Belal said, right? You were somewhere, Lou, right? And he was training, right? Bunch of defense, right? And then Lou Taylor gets in town, right? Nah, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah. Hey, the thing is, I was dealing with a herniated disc, but when I came back, it was just too much defense. You know what I'm saying? We got to also go in there and punch him in the mouth. Oh, nice bump box right there. I see right.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Bump Box right here.
There he is.
Yeah, I walk into his house and I see that and I say, "Oh, that's real nice." He tries to sell it to me for $450.
Hold on.
Dude,
Tarek, when I come on, introduce me, start clamping or something.
Oh, yo, Jabs, I didn't even see it. What's up, my guy? It's not my
What
show.
up,
It's
This
not my
is
show.
my younger brother's best man right here.
What kind of
Jab.
introduction was that?
Adam, the man Jabber. He just found his new upcoming wife on TikTok, so his wedding should be coming up soon.
It's not looking good, but
No way, it's not looking good.
you know, I'm not gonna text first. I'm not that type of guy, man. I learned from you.
Oh, come on, dude.
You left me on red 2 days ago, man.
If you learn from Belal, then you gonna be single.
Hey. Lou, I don't know what it is, man. She got that blue check, but I got that blue check in real life, you know.
Hey, her blue check come with real blue checks too.
It's not mine, baby.
So Jason, we literally had a movie moment where it was like one of those movies where a superstar meets a regular day person, and they hit it off. There's love at first sight. He met a famous TikTok girl. She has over 5 million followers on there. They hit it off, and then she went back to New York and forgot about him.
So you got to text
Yeah, that's
first
because
in that
he
spot.
introduced himself by sending a D pic. That's not how you introduce yourself. And listen, Jason, I want to teach you men something. I was telling Adam this too. If you want to send a D pic, be confident. You got to send it soft, because if you have that much confidence to send you when you're not at your best, that's a real confident man, right? You agree?
100%.
I'm just trying to teach these kids, Jason.
If you're gonna teach the kids, if you're gonna teach them anything, teach them don't send that motherfucker.
I ain't that much.
No, we're in a world now where you got to show them what you got before you get in. Because here's the thing: I would rather disappointment come early than you wait for it, right? Because
that's why you get married.
I'm just saying. I'm a sweat on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sweat on you.
We're keeping it halal.
I love it.
I don't know what this guy's talking about. We keep it halal on this side.
Hey, you know what? You have weight. So far, these are now 4 Arabs you have on your show. You're losing subscribers. The more Arabs you have on your show, the more subscribers you're going to lose. So
bring them. That's okay. Bring them all. Bring them all, baby.
Hey, was that real news? It's not really breaking news if it's like the truth, right?
Which one? The Leon Edwards?
And Leon
Yeah,
Edwards wanting to fight anybody?
No, yeah, they're not fighting. So they're taking off. I don't know if you guys saw my post earlier today, people, but let me get it for you guys.
Stand by.
Adam flexing so hard right now.
Just in case Zara's watching.
What does that say?
Fighters hanging it up.
Fighters hanging it up. Come on, Lou.
Dude, I can't read that. What is that? An iPhone tricks?
You don't follow me on Instagram? I posted it on Instagram.
Dude, I'm at my daughter's softball game.
Oh yeah,
Wow,
show
you're
me
back
care about a
cool.
football game. You're sitting in the car.
Joining the show.
I'm sitting in. I came in the car to get good reception. I'm being a bad dad because of you. Oh,
So-
my backup wife, Susie Q.
Yeah, see, Belal, we got to get Lou and Jared back facing each other again. Has to happen. Lou's got to be a contestant on the show again. Oh,
Hey,
there
I
it
got
is.
cheated out that game.
I think I'm gonna. We just need to have one epic show with everybody in there. That's my thing, Lou. You saw it,
Yeah.
Cody? Put it back up.
Yeah. I got it in my Susan showed it on the phone.
Oh, okay.
That I think you should have put something like The Waiting Game or like Sleepless in Seattle, because they just got like something where they're gonna sit and wait for the title forever.
Okay, now let's get back to talking about fighting here. Who do you think deserves the welterweight title, Luke?
But besides Belal Muhammad,
That's why I got you with me.
See, he's like me.
all right.
Do you want to see the rematch with Kobe or do you want to see Leon?
I don't want to see Leon or Kobe. I want to see somebody who's gonna throw some hands. So give me Till. Give me somebody who don't even deserve it. Just who gonna go in there and bring some action.
So you're let me get Nate Diaz.
No, Nate ain't proof. That last fight was trash, bro. Leon, Nate, that was not it. I'd rather see somebody get knocked out. I feel like Usman, his hands aren't looking good, so I want to see somebody like Darren Till get in there.
Darren Till's 85er, Luke. Come on, boo boo.
Hey, I can't control what he eating.
What about Wonder Boy? You think Wonder Boy would deserve it?
Wonder Boy would be a boring fight too.
Really? You think so?
Bro, it's gonna look like Woodley 1 and Woodley 2.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hate to say, yeah, I think it certainly could, but we'll get a good lens into that, seeing what Burns tries to do.
Yeah.
This is it.
I mean, I want to see a fight. I want to sit around with some popcorn and get it on. I just know that Covington, although that was a great fight, the first one, I don't think he's done. You can't play it super safe like that and get a title shot. That's just, I don't want to say the word gay because it's Pride Month and I know how Belal loves his people.
Oh, you're about to get canceled, bro.
It's actually July. You're okay.
Thank you. Well, I just think that's soft. Speaking of soft, Tarek, there you go. That's the kind of soft, the only kind of soft that I approve of.
Hey, listen. I got a lot of love for you, boy. Definitely. Listen, Belal, I'm not just saying this because Belal's my cousin, right? I'm not saying this because Belal's cousin. What more do you have to continue to do in the sport to get the shot, right? Win another fight, win another 2 fight. Belal wins his next fight, there should be no argument. I'm not a fight analysis. I watch Bully. I'm a fan of the UFC. I'm a fan of Bully. But speaking from a fan's perspective and not a family perspective, he deserves that fight. It doesn't matter. In the last fight, he played the game plan, right? Defense. That's what won him the fight. That's what had to win him the fight. He adjusts. All his other fights, super aggressive. Boxing, striking, taking him down. Bully gets a title shot. I'm calling it out. Dana White, you don't give him the title shot, I'm signing my boy with Bellator. You heard it here.
Whoa. You
have that power to do that?
I'll make some phone calls.
We going over to One or Brave somewhere.
Wherever you need to get.
I'm Arab.
Yeah, they got Arabs over there.
Hey, listen, it doesn't matter as long as
you can go fight in front of your cousins.
True. Just pay the man. Everything in his fridge is expired. I went through everything in his fridge. Milk expired. Spinach artichoke dip expired. Everything is expired. I've never seen it.
How long have you been over his house? It seems like you did a lot of investigation.
Dude, literally, I was literally in the bathroom for like 20 minutes. I seen him in the fridge and looking for a robe. I'm like, what do you want a robe for? It was hot.
Have you ever met another UFC professional athlete that also has EBT food stamps? Because I just did. Like, I don't get it. Nothing against it.
The only reason he has those is because it's his connections to the streets. You gotta have connections to the streets to get them EBTs.
Love it.
Wait, hey, Tarek, are you upstairs right now and he's downstairs?
Yeah, listen to this. So I'm currently in his kitchen. I'm hanging out in his kitchen. Belal is the most humble man I've ever met in my life. I'm sitting at his beautiful table. He has a beautiful house. God bless his house. He says, hey, that chair you're sitting on right now, it's a $750 chair. Who are you? Who the hell are you? Like,
Hey,
this dude, the first time he met my son was 6 months old.
Oh.
Instead of buying him a gift, he gives him a sweaty-ass glove that he signs on his forehead. He puts the glove on my son's head, and that's where he signs it. And that's what he gets. I've been trying to sell it on eBay now. No one's buying it.
Buy that glove.
Hey,
I'll give you a stack for it.
So Cody, where you at, kid?
Well, I'm here. I'm always here.
Oh yeah, no, I just want
what
to make
up,
sure you're still with us.
Cody?
Larry.
You got to say hi to Lou. You know, come on, man.
What up, Cody?
Well, no, people out here just Lou's grabbing Brave out of the middle of nowhere. I know. I told Lou to get on TikTok. I was like, yeah, you can like react to videos on there. He's like, you what? So you can do what?
Yeah, I need to do that because
Camera shy.
Instagram be hating on my page.
Lou's camera shy. That's the problem.
That's what I tell him. I'm like,
Someone in the comments said you look like Dwight Howard. I mean, I think that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I saw somebody say that. Somebody said you look like Dwight Howard, Lou.
LeBron James. LeBron James is in the show.
If I could
LeBron James
like Dwight Howard, I'd be sending.
Y'all
I find both of those comparisons pretty racist. I got to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't like Dwight right now because I think he batting for the other team, and I don't want that look being foreshadowed on me.
He's like on both sides.
Yeah, he playing both sides of the field. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Belal. You do what you want to do.
Man, I don't
That'd be
know
a
what
good
happened.
fight
You
for
came
you,
back from
Lou. You and
Cancun at
Dwight
that
Howard,
resort,
Triller?
and you changed.
I couldn't hear
He
what
didn't
was that.
change.
No, I was saying Lou and Dwight Howard on Triller, right?
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Hey,
You
I'm
know?
gonna kick that dude in the balls.
So what do you think? Wrap it up. We're enough off the rails. What do you think?
Yeah, it sounds
Wrap
good,
it up
brother.
tonight. You forget we're doing a show,
Yeah, I forgot. I thought we were just chilling.
right?
I mean, we are just chilling. I mean,
In the
we
green
can.
room.
Yeah, we can end it on this. We can make it a little bit of a show. How about that, Jay?
Appreciate you guys all coming on. Thank you, Lou. I hope your daughter wins the football game.
Yeah, we back out here. We trying to make it to the championship game.
Dude
Let's
got
go.
moved over.
Later.
Ah, dang! I should have
Here.
told
Lou
Lou.
got too far
Here you go,
away from
boys.
McDonald's with the Wi-Fi cut.
Okay, here we go.
Here you go.
Bully.
I'll do a little question and answer for you guys. Yeah, we can't really do bully, so it's kind of like team. It's kind of a team.
Yeah,
go round.
I just wanted to say bully. But
How many losses did Conor
free to
McGregor
guess?
have? No, yeah,
Is it
you're in the
multiple
guest
choice
pool.
or regular?
Yeah, it's multiple choice. Here you go.
2.
Yeah. See.
Oh, we're supposed to start it out.
It's team. It's a team. You guys as a team are gonna
All
try
right,
and
me
do
and
this.
Todic are a team.
Fair enough.
Okay.
No, all of you, because I don't think the
All of
four
us,
you
yeah.
are gonna be able to get
Okay.
these.
So we're all going C, right?
I'm going C.
I'm going C.
All right. C, that is correct. Team. All
Bilal
right.
could probably tell you who they were.
The UFC has held 4 events on major TV networks. Which one has Dustin Poirier not headlined for? Fox, Spike,
Ooh.
Fuel, or ESPN?
Fuel.
Spike.
That's a good question.
That's a good one.
Last
I'm
time
gonna go with Fuel.
Spike.
Yeah.
C. Are all your answers C?
I say
Wrong.
C.
Oh, it's
Not
wrong.
Fuel. He headlined on Fuel, actually.
Did he?
Yes, he did against Chan Sun Jung.
It's
Oh,
probably
Fox.
a trick question.
It's Spike.
ESPN.
Nope, he
No,
headlined
go
against
Fox.
Hooker.
It has to be Spike then. It has
It's
to be
Spike. I
That's-
thought
Ah.
it was Spike.
Nice.
Good job, Jabs.
2.
What round did Connor lose to Khabib in 229? 3-5,
fourth.
2 or 4?
I think
Yeah,
it was the fourth.
I said that so confidently. It has to
You
be right or
did.
walking off.
It was
That's
definitely
what
not
threw
the
me off.
two.
I was thinking the same as
Hey,
bully.
You dropped him
it's
in the
definitely
third, I
not
thought.
two.
Damn.
Oh,
Is it the third?
I'm gonna go
No.
fourth.
Fourth.
Boom.
You were right, bully.
All right, Cody, start making these games.
I better know.
Connor lost 4th round via decision. Oh, okay.
And then Dylan Dennis lost actually in the same night. It was pretty crazy.
I like
Did
the
he?
green in the background, by the way.
Yeah, Dylan Dennis, he got eagle kicked off the side of the octagon.
Oh,
like a bee. And then hasn't fought since. What was the first UFC pay-per-view event to be headlined by a Conor McGregor fight? UFC 176, 178, 194, or 189?
Total guess.
I'm
Here.
gonna go 78.
and
Man, I don't know.
78 sounds good.
Not so much.
God dang it, Jason. You jinxed me.
I'm
Belal,
thinking
you're winning.
76 now.
Yes.
Bro,
Good answer.
I'm telling you guys, bro. I'm 2-0 right now.
94.
Because you're afraid to say answers. I'm gonna go 89.
Come on, I told you guys. That's 2-0, man.
Cody, would you would know these answers without looking them up? Probably.
Some of them.
Maybe.
I mean, one of those wasn't even like a real thing. Like one of them definitely didn't have Connor on it.
Oh,
There's no ringers. There's no like dead giveaways here. Connor headlined a UFC Fight Night card in Ireland in only his third UFC bout. Who did he defeat?
his third UFC bout. I'm gonna go with Dennis. Oh, Brandao. Was it Siva or Brandao? Yeah, I'm going Brandao.
It was Diego Brandao.
That's such a funny fight.
Nice, Cody. I like it.
Boom.
Hey!
Congrats, Belal.
How the hell did Belal win?
See, I'm trying to pronounce your name better, Belal,
It's Belal's.
because I hear
Yeah,
some
Belal's
of your boys, your brothers, pronouncing your name the right way.
They
So I
actually,
gotta-
nobody ever calls me that. They all call me Bud.
Yeah, Bud.
Interesting.
Well, and
That's my nickname.
if you listen to Master Pronunciation Guide, Chael Sonnen, then it's
Oh my God. Dude, his like
Muhammad.
It literally doesn't make any sense at all.
He gave
Oh,
you
I
an
was
aggressive
crying.
German name. Oh, like,
And
he
the
was
sad part
pissed
is, he
when
literally,
called
in the
you
first time he ever talked about me, he said, "Yeah, you know, I didn't know who this guy was, but I had to ask John Anik how to pronounce his name, and John told me it's Bahalal." And I'm like, dude, John does not pronounce my name like that. I was like,
Right.
literally,
Come on.
I feel like he does that on purpose just to get like comments and stuff in the section, because he does
Well,
it with a lot of guys.
Well, it's funny, you know. I mean, even like
which
Cruz,
is
Cruz couldn't stop
ironic
saying-
because Schaub just does it on purpose, like on accident. He's not doing it.
Well, Dominic Cruz was saying Ige. He kept saying Ige a little bit. You know, it's kind of.
Oh my dude! Literally, it was hitting me. I was like, "What is he?" I wanted to tweet it out, but I was like, "I don't know how to tweet it out." But I was like, "Dude, why does this guy keep calling him Ige?"
Right. Well, dude, it's sometimes just get in your head, you know. But Chael, the thing is, when he mispronounced your name, he was giving you mad love at the same time. So
That is
you know what I
true.
mean. I like what he was saying.
That is true.
Exactly.
Last week was a hard one. We had Nzechiku, and then we were in the back trying to figure out what to do, how to say his name, and then Karen kept messing up, and she was getting so mad. How do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce it? Nzechiku. And then like the when they send you the little how to pronounce it, then the fighter says it, like trying to pronounce their name for you, and then like he literally had two different pronunciations.
Exactly.
And I was like, what? Like, which one do you use?
Dude. But when my brother and I go at it.
Don't
about
even
these
get me
pronunciations,
started.
And Cody, I'm sure you can step in. Cody, I got you. They do pronunciation of the week, and like Johnny, listen, these filed. Don't even get me started.
Well, at
we
least
don't
I'm
got
close.
time.
Like sometimes I listen to it, and you know, the commentator who's not named John Anik sometimes with the Boston accent kind of gets him a little wrong. And I'm like, what name are you even looking at? Like you didn't even try.
Well, but then he'll play the audio file, and it's like, but there's just so much that, you know, the accent is a part of it too. There's an accent. So anyway, but dude, so we made almost an hour rolling with no get. So we got to get your cousin on with Seek Rambler. He just chimed in. We'll have a little comedy episode with these boys, you know?
That'll be a fun one.
There he is. Yep.
Seek,
Well,
where
good.
you at, boy? Listen, I don't know where he got that tape from, but Seek had the smallest nipples I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, those are the two smallest pieces of tape I've ever seen in my entire life.
I love it. Hey, so Tarek, you want to get us out of here?
Yeah, man. Listen, everybody, thanks for subscribing to Remember the Show. Belal, Jason, love you guys. We'll see you all next week. Holla.
Love it.
Peace out.